Hey, it's Lord of Ord, the FORTEAN digital shaman. So, sorry about looking like a grumpy old man. I'm a little bit grumpy today. I've been listening for almost a month. The trees around my place and in my neighborhood have been hacked away by the tree service dudes. A lot of the trees that you see these entities around me, especially these ones right here, this one, and this one, I believe so. They were all filmed in the trees. They're now being chopped up. Actually, one was chopped all the way down to the ground. And, yeah, I know. When you see these things, you film these things. I've noticed personally. I've noticed that they die. So that's something to think about. These things, when they do manifest, or a portal opens or something like that, then they die. So, anyways, I'm going to talk about this image here, and it's one of Sean. Was his name from up further north of me, and he's talking about white birch masks and the tradition of Algonquin tribes and the Ojibwe and that kind of thing. I'm part Ojibwe. Whatever it's worth. Doesn't mean I am one. It just means I'm part one. I'm a Heinz, what is it, Heinz 57? Heinz 60, whatever the hell it is. I can't speak anymore. My MS is so bad I can't put words together. I'm really frustrated too. We did a live show our debut, episode 1 of Sasquatch Confessions and Friends with JT Sasquatch Confessions, and I got everyone else's audio, or we got everyone else's audio to work, but mine sucked. Couldn't hear a thing on this thing, so everyone's talking over me, and hopefully next time I have that fixed. But March 21st, 2023, last year at 3:39 p.m. I was at a place called Secor Park. It is the highest elevation in Northwest Ohio, allegedly, and also it is allegedly supposed to be the most haunted place in Ohio.
Nope.
Northwest Ohio was the claim. And the cemetery is about 200 yards, 300 yards east of this photo. Now you might say there's nothing but trees here. And from the distance, we're going to look right in here in this area. And it is, how was I going to say here? So it's maybe about 30 yards away from where we're standing. The trees are that's pretty hefty looking tree right there. These are sassafras in front of the small ones are sassafras. Then you got oak trees and maples. And but in here, then there's some evergreens. And there's something going on right here that I find interesting. And when he was talking about masks, it made me think about this. And we hear about times that Sasquatch or other entities like Sasquatch, and I call them entities, spirits, stuff that pop out of the trees that are pareidolia, and at times they do have masks with them for whatever reason. I don't know the reason. But right in here, there's something going on. And what's going on right here is you got this. We'll focus on this area in particular, although there's something going on above it. But when I took the picture, I didn't know there was anything going on. I just take pictures, right? And I pay attention to the shadows and anomalies and things that are sticking out of the trees. There's also something going on here too, another entity. This head's popping up, wedging. I don't know what they do, how they use the life energy, the force in the trees in order to, I guess, manifest or to live on or thrive on. kind of parasitically in some way, shape, or form. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying this is what seems to be the case, right? But there's an entity right here. You'll be able to see actually the hand, and it's holding this. Now, if you pay attention, this is, as far as I can tell, there is a tree going this way, but then something's just in front of it, and it's not lining up, and it's not a beehive, it's not a wasp nest or something like that. So, as far as I can tell. So this, I think, you hear about these masks, they're made out of bark, and if you just look at this, what's going on here, you can see almost like it's been cut out, like it has these kind of a facade, some kind of fake like teeth type of thing going on, a little pushed in there for a nose, maybe a little eye there. But then the thing is, this hand that's over it, to me, it clearly looks like a hand. It's got knuckles. You can see the knuckles on it. You can see the fingers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the thumb's right about right there. It's in the way of this very dark green being. Now there seems to be another one right here as well, and another entity up here, but it's so blocked by the leaves that I can't tell what it is. But there's definitely something going on here. You can see it's actually even sticking up in front of this tree right here a little bit. There's that other entity that I was talking about that's right here. Spirit-wise type thing. It's kind of strange looking. You know, see the teeth, eyes, the nose, the forehead, something going on in the I know it's weird. It's sure, Mike. But hear me out. I think it's important. That's why you need to start filming the trees, because a lot of the mysteries when it comes to this stuff that's in the woods, whether it's poltergeist, spirits, Bigfoot, Sebe. Hey, there's tradition that we just poo-hooed because of our Western point of view, right? You know, we think we got it all figured out because science, it's like it's some kind of god. Yet hardly anybody actually implies a scientific method, yet they swear by it, right? Hardly anybody ever does it. I mean, it takes a long time, right? So you see here, this is the hand and the fingers. At least it sure appears that way to me. You can see the knuckles and the hand, and it's wrapped around this thing like it's holding this. Like it's using this as a way to kind of hide its face, but why do that if it's just popping out a tree and it's some kind of interdimensional being? I can't tell you. There's not much logic to this FORTEAN journey. The more you learn this stuff and research this stuff, the more you realize nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Excuse my language. So anyways, you see the mouth there. You can even see the teeth, the lips. This is kind of like the nose. This is where the eyes, recessed eyes would be. The ear, you know, it's got like some kind of ponytail. A lot of these things have ponytails. And they got this hand. Always got to see and look for these things that look like hands popping out of the tree. Could it be a Ohio grassman, a Bigfoot, something completely different? Probably something completely different. We just, placeholders, right? We just call everything a dog man or a Sasquatch. When clearly, from my research, there's a whole bunch of different things. In fact, once again, we'll go back to here. Not that I want to look at my ugly face, but just look at this is the entity. You can see the entity right here. There's his teeth, his resetted eyes. It's got like an ear. You got another one next to him. It's all hairy, strange looking. We got ones that are buggy-eyed looking, look like aliens. You see the dark eyes, black eyes. Then we got other ones that almost look like they got masks on again. Another one right here. And if you go to my videos and look through them, you'll see stuff. I guess I should do a better job of this stuff, breaking this stuff down. Times I feel like I need to rush this stuff just to get it out because of my health issues and everything else. But yeah, obviously that's not the best way to go about it. So, but we go back to this, and what this thing is. I mean, is it a Bigfoot? Is it a booger? Is it? They talk about boogers and they come in different sizes. And Sean! Actually
Oh my God!
Just messaged me. Interesting enough. So you can see if you look at this once again. This I'm going absolutely nuts. I wake up to my trees in my neighbor's yard all being chopped up and grounded up, and I'm like, Jesus, it's true. Whenever these things show up, it's like they're like some kind of harbinger of bad things to happen. You can see the teeth here going on. It seems to be like a teeth. Its mouth is all contorted, right? It's really weird, isn't it? You can see the knuckles and all that. It's not like the best of images as far as quote unquote a Bigfoot or a spirit, and as far as the clarity. But what's fascinating too, and here's the thing, you don't have to go out at nighttime to film this stuff. In fact, you're going to have a better chance at daytime to film this stuff. Now, if you want to have encounters with this stuff, at night's the better time. If you want to feel a sense of and with the mystery of it, be scared by it and all that kind of stuff, then nighttime's obviously better. But if you want to film this stuff, the best time is in the day, as far as I can tell. For at least my part, in my region, in my area. I can't speak for what else is going on, but there's something going on here. And you can see how dark green it is and almost black. The face is all contorted like it's moving fast or something. But his hand is, you can see the knuckles. The knuckles, you can see the digits on his hands. And it's wrapped around this stuff that's like all chopped up. That's a different one of it. Another one popping out of a tree. Anyways, a different tree. So, you know, a lot of times you see these things, they're like this grayish, whitish masks that they have. So we'll kind of look at this. So this is side by side, and we'll go over it again. But you can see this is the image that I'm talking about, and this is me kind of outlining what I'm seeing. This is the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the teeth. Here's the hand wrapped around it, and then this entity's head's behind the hand and the mask, but it's between this tree and this tree. And by the way, that's Shaggy, the budgie in the background. So we'll go like this. We'll get another one for perspective. Let me broaden that up a little bit so you can see it. Is that the right one I want to use? I don't want to use that one. Should chop this up. I'm not gonna. Which one's the best one to use? Chirp, chirp, chirp away, Shaggy. Hey, 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 hey. I don't know if that's going to be the best one or not, but I think it'll give you a comparison at least. So we can side by side. Then what I'll do is I'll use a pencil here. red. I think we'll start with the hand. So this is how I see the hand to be. Hey, it's not. I want a pencil. I don't want that. I'm a little off on the drawing, but I just want you guys to look at this. This is like the hand. You can see the knuckles. So this is the hand right here. Now it's wrapped its hand around this. See, one of the things I'm noticing about this stuff is the paranormal and ufology and Bigfootery. They all blend in with each other. There's times when they're physical, but most of the times you're seeing apparitions or some kind of, and you're not even seeing it, you're filming it, right? I'm saying. So that's the mask. That's kind of the nose. And then it's got this thing going on. It's all a little bit fuzzy, right? Oh crap, I gotta do that over. So this is, it's like its head, its forehead. It's like its ear. It's got something weird going on there, like it's an orb. Are these things like projecting this stuff? What are they doing? Is it just me projecting it? Maybe. For one of the eyes would be, another one of the eyes would be. It's got some kind of forehead going, or something's going on here. You can see the lips. It seems to be lips. It might not be. Maybe I just use my imagination too much. I don't know. I don't think so, though. It's like teeth right there. It's like its neck, and then there's like something going on there. Anyways, that's what I'm seeing. There's something going on here that wasn't there before, or shouldn't be there. It's an anomaly. Am I right about it? I think so, but that doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean it's so. But it sure seems like that's what's going on here. So we go back to this to give you an idea of what I'm getting at. There is something there. What that something is, I don't know. But if it's there, it shouldn't be there. And for me to bring this stuff up, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get out of this is ridicule and be made fun of and everything. But maybe some of you will see what I'm seeing. Maybe you filmed something similar to this. What exactly is it all about? I don't know. Is it a spirit? Is it an entity? Is it some type of form of Ohio interdimensional Sasquatch being? We only hear what the main narratives out there are, right? The narratives that are pushed on us. But the more and more you research stuff, you realize there are high probability there are multiple of a whole ecology of interdimensional beings all around us that look at all different shapes and sizes. We always hear about the handful of ones that people talk about, whether they're cat people, dog dogmen, the Sasquatch, Save, little people, but there's a whole host of all sorts of weird things. They talk about the little hairy people. Is this one of these little hairy people? It can't be that big. Certainly, when you compare it to the trees and everything, it's not as big as it appears. But at the same token, it's not as small as you might think. So, it's just several feet. If it were to pop out all the way, how big would it be? What's up with the thing that looks like a mask? So you know what I mean? And to me, it is clear. To me, from my observation, research of the videos, that's very like almost like a hand. This one drives me. It's pretty weird, wild too, right? When you start seeing this kind of mask, then you can see there's a mask right over here, and there's actually an entity up here above it with its mask. And do they use these masks to throw people off, to make them think that they're looking at a tree? None of it makes any sense. None of it makes it. Does it, Shaggy? And it sounds like there's been a lull in the grinding of the trees. But one thing I also say, when I film this stuff, once again, when I film these spirits, when I film these things that I call spirits, because I don't know what else to call these things, they certainly aren't the tree, and they are aberrations, and they are anomalies. What are they? These trees like all end up dying. What's up with that? See, there's more questions than answers when it comes to this FORTEAN journey, looking into this stuff. And for me to even bring this stuff up, knowing full well that I'm going to be insulted and made fun of, my son is going to be insulted. I've had people, try to take my son away because of me doing this research. I didn't ask for this stuff. It came to me, as they always say. And then I got to be punished for it. But that's part of this marginalization stuff that goes on. This anti-structure and marginalization that Hansen talks about. I don't know if he's even still alive, but when I talk to him, his research on UFOs and the paranormal. I mean, and then you put Bigfoot with it and everything else, they blend in so much. Now, I'm not saying there's not a flesh and blood Sasquatch. Don't get me wrong, but I do think there's something else going on that's more than meets the eye, or that people want to talk about, because, quite frankly, it's embarrassing for a lot of people to talk about this stuff and to bring it up, because it doesn't fit in parameters that we're told to, that we're allowed to talk about or think about. Right? If we can talk about footprints, hair samples, tree structures that no one's ever seen a Bigfoot make it, though. No one's ever made this or ever seen a Bigfoot make a tree structure, not that I know of. I've seen images of Bigfoot throwing a log, throwing a rock. At least that's what it appears to be. But I never seen anyone like say, "Hey, look at that group of Sasquatch. They're building a teepee structure." Have you? I haven't. If you have, let me know. I love to see the imagery. I love to see the video, because it would settle a lot of things in my head, and I like to know the truth about stuff. What is that? I don't know. But if you just kind of pay attention, there's something there, and there's something going on, and it looks kind of like it's holding a mask. You know, once you point it out, you say, "Yeah, there is something there." What it is, your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to call it. My guess is this some sort of. I don't think it's a Bigfoot. I don't think it's I don't think it's an interdimensional Bigfoot. I think it's some other kind of entity, some other thing that people mistake as Bigfoot or whatever. And I think it's hard for people it's hard for us to grasp the whole concept that there's a whole ecology of different types of entities all around us. Different types, we call them spirits or interdimensional beings, paraphysical, whatever the hell it is. They're all around us in different forms and shapes. We're not trained to look at stuff like this, right? Anyways, thanks for your time. Maybe I'll do a video, but it's really disturbing. I'm not making this up when I say that the trees are dying. And it's like whenever I have an encounter or I film some stuff, I have a sighting, it's not universal, but a large percentage of the time, those trees are going to start dying. So what is it? What does that mean? What is the meaning behind that? I don't know. Maybe you guys know. Maybe you have a good guess. Anyways, thank you for your time. Thank you for your half an hour of your time. And I just encourage you guys to do your own research. Go out there and film for yourself. Start examining the imageries in the video that you're filming. And you just might be surprised what you find. And adjust your eyes. Except to kind of learn to embrace the unbelievable, the unfamiliar. And realize that just because what television says or what the experts say is a ghost or as paranormal or is a spirit or is some interdimensional being doesn't mean that's all that's there. You know what I mean? I'm far from getting close to the truth. And the funny thing is, the more I research people before me who've been there before me, they all came to the same conclusion. They have no clue. I mean, I love John A. Keel. He's fantastic. Read his stuff. Charles Fort, his stuff, and then compare it with what you're dealing with, what other people are dealing with, and you start to realize we live in a world where we know very, very little. They claim that the world is 99.999 whatever percent plasma. That means we know very little of anything. We're just now starting to figure out what that means, plasma, the fourth state of matter, right? We might find out that there's even more than just four states of matter. Is in a century from now, and 2 centuries from now. Every time we think we got our shit together, guess what happens? Something shows up to remind us we don't have anything figured out. We don't have a clue. You know, talk about UFOs, right? There's those, and it's like when you compare the ufology with Bigfootery, it's the same old thing, man. Divided into camps. It's this way or that way. And if you're not part of those camps, then you're a maverick. Hit the highway, Jack, because you know what? You don't belong in our group, and that's the problem. It's about belonging in a group and trying to make a name for yourself and be part. Sell your books and everything else, which I don't think there's anything wrong with making books and all that, but the ultimate conclusion in all this, from what I'm seeing, no matter who you are, is you have no idea what the hell's going on. So we end up just talking about stories and fables and creating a new folklore. And there's nothing wrong with folklore, and there's nothing wrong with the stories, but if you're going to go further with this and try to find the truth, like so many other before us, you can only come to a conclusion that is we don't know the truth. And that's why religion is so powerful. That's why cults are so powerful, right? Because they claim to offer the truth. But do they really offer the truth? How is it that some people have really positive experience with this stuff and other people, their lives are destroyed? One thing is for certain, if you go down this road, your life will be marginalized. Your existence will be marginalized. You will lose friends and family members and everything else just for frickin' asking these questions and looking into these things. Is that fair? It's not. There's like something else behind it all that influences everyone else. It's more than just psychology. What the hell's going on? No one knows. But anyways, hey, thanks for your time.